Welcome once again to Walking in His Word, where we're diving into the life-changing power of gratitude in our special series leading up to the holiday season entitled Thanksgiving, a Daily Gratitude Journey. I'm Jason Gohl, your host, but before we jump into today's inspiring episode, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of inspiration. And you can also visit our website at www.walkinginhisword.com for more resources and information on how you can connect with our community. Today we're going to look at another life of a remarkable individual who exemplifies the beauty of gratitude. In our last episode, we explored Brother Lawrence's example of thankfulness and mindfulness in the 17th century. So now we're going to fast forward to the 19th century and shift our focus to another inspiring life, that of a man named George Mueller. Like Brother Lawrence, George Mueller's journey was marked with faith and gratitude, but his path was entirely different. Both men remind us that regardless of the era, unwavering faith and heartfelt gratitude have the power to transform lives and leave a lasting legacy. So let's look at this new chapter and discover the extraordinary story of George Mueller. Picture this: a destitute orphanage filled with hungry children, an empty dining table, and a man named George Mueller who believed in the power of gratitude and prayer. Today we're going to step into his inspiring journey and see how his remarkable life was defined by trust in God and overflowing with thankfulness. George Mueller was a 19th century Christian evangelist and founder of several orphanages throughout the country of England. He was born in 1805, and his journey towards faith and gratitude was far from straightforward. In his younger years, he pursued a life that was often marked by rebellion and irresponsibility. Yet despite his wayward path, he eventually encountered God's grace. One pivotal moment changed the course of George Mueller's life forever. It was during his time at the University of Halle that he encountered a group of earnest believers. Their unwavering faith and genuine thankfulness captivated him and ultimately led him to accept Christ as his Savior. Earlier, I asked you to imagine an orphanage filled with hungry children and an empty dining table. And now I want to talk to you about that experience from George Mueller's life. There was no food, there was no money for food, and George Mueller invited the children to sit at the table, and with childlike faith led them in prayer, thanking God for the meal that they were about to receive. The children gathered around the empty dining table, their eyes closed in prayer, and their voices echoed thanksgiving. And then a loud knock on the door interrupted their prayer. A baker stood there with trays of freshly baked bread, enough to feed every child. Their faith had been rewarded in the most astonishing way. This encounter is a testament to George Mueller's profound faith and his belief in God's faithful provision. And it's a beautiful illustration of the power of gratitude. I'll leave some links in our episode notes about George Mueller and how you can explore some more about God's miraculous provision for him. This story is one of many that are in his biography that some of you may have seen, but I'll leave a link in our episode notes for you. George Mueller once said, "The beginning of anxiety is the end of faith, and the beginning of true faith is the end of anxiety." This profound quote reflects his deep conviction that a life of faith and gratitude could conquer even the most formidable challenges. George Mueller's life is perhaps most famous for his establishment of several orphanages. He cared for thousands of children, all without ever making a public plea for funds. Instead, he relied solely on prayer and faith to meet the needs of these vulnerable children. George Mueller's legacy extends far beyond the 19th century. His life of faith, reliance, and prayer and profound gratitude have inspired countless individuals to embrace a simpler and more faith-filled existence. His story challenges us to examine our own lives and ask whether we truly trust in God's provision and express gratitude for his blessings. I'd love to hear your thoughts on George Mueller and his remarkable journey, so please share your reflections of experiences related to faith and gratitude with us on our website or on social media, and let's keep this conversation alive. As we conclude this little section here, may George Mueller's life serve as a reminder that faith and gratitude can lead to a life of impact. Embrace your faith, cultivate gratitude, and witness the extraordinary unfold in your own journey. But no journey through gratitude would be complete without revisiting the story of the Samaritan leper from the Gospel of Luke. You'll find his story in Luke 17, verses 11 through 19. This account features a group of 10 lepers who were suffering and desperate for healing. They approached Jesus and cried out for mercy. As the story unfolds, we see that Jesus, in his compassion, responded to their plea and instructed them to go and show themselves to the priests. In their obedience and faith, they set off on their journey, and something incredible happened along the way. They were cleansed, miraculously healed of their leprosy. But here's where the story takes a turn. Out of the 10 who were healed, only one, a Samaritan, returned to Jesus. This man, filled with gratitude, fell at the feet of Jesus, praising God with a loud voice. He recognized the source of his healing and could not contain his thankfulness. Jesus, astonished by this display of gratitude, asked, "Were not 10 cleansed? Where are the other 9? Was no one found to return and give praise to God except for this Samaritan?" This Samaritan story teaches us a profound lesson about gratitude, and it reminds us that gratitude goes beyond mere words. It's a heartfelt response to goodness and mercy of God. It's about recognizing the source of our blessings and returning to express our thankfulness. So as we reflect on the lives of saints like Brother Lawrence, George Mueller, and now this humble Samaritan, we see a common thread. There's an unwavering sense of gratitude throughout all of these lives, and they were transformed and impacted those around them. So let's explore how we can cultivate this life-changing virtue of thanksgiving into our own life. First, let's emulate George Mueller's childlike faith. When faced with challenges, remember that God is your loving Father, and he is ready and willing to provide. Approach each situation with faith and thanksgiving, believing that God's provision is on its way. Next, start and end your day with thanksgiving. Before you begin your daily tasks or close your eyes in rest, express gratitude to God for his presence, his love, and his blessings. Let thankfulness frame your day. Next, share your gratitude journey with a friend or family member. Establish accountability partners to regularly exchange moments of thanksgiving. This practice can uplift both of you. Throughout your day, pause to reflect on blessings that God has provided. Use those moments of reflection to connect with God's character and his abundant goodness. And let gratitude become a habit. And again, guard against unthankfulness. Be vigilant against unthankfulness, which can creep in very quickly. As we conclude this episode, remember that gratitude isn't just a feeling we experience every now and then. It's a way of life, a conscious choice to recognize the source of our blessings and respond with a heart of thanksgiving. So as you go about your day, let thanksgiving guide your step and watch how it transforms your journey. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Thanksgiving, a daily gratitude journey as we are leading towards the holiday season. I encourage you to take these steps to make gratitude a part of your daily life, and I hope you've been inspired and encouraged to cultivate gratitude more in your own faith journey. Remember, here at Walking in His Word, our gratitude journey continues every weekday in the month of November, so don't forget to subscribe and join us for more daily inspiration. For additional resources and to connect with our community, please visit our website at www.walkinginhisword.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching for @WalkingInHisWord Podcast. So now let's carry the spirit of Thanksgiving with us as we embrace the day ahead. Until next time, may your heart be filled with gratitude and your faith be strengthened, and keep walking in His Word.